our targets. And he also wrote this: I'm no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. What's your reaction to
Well,
that?
I was waiting for you to read that because I knew you would, because you're horrible people, horrible people. Yeah, he did write that. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
Oh,
I'm not a
do you think he
pedophile.
was referring to you?
Excuse me. I'm not a pedophile. You read that crap from some sick person. You should be ashamed of yourself reading that, because I'm not any of those things.
Mr. President,
and I was
these are
never.
the
Excuse
gunman's
me.
words.
Excuse me. You shouldn't be reading that on 60 Minutes. You're a disgrace.
I want to tell you two things about that. Number one, this is President Trump as we've always known him. This is not surprising. What was surprising was that on Saturday night he was calm and respectful. He showed, a different demeanor toward the press corps. People wondered if that was going to last. Now we know it's not going to last. His final post on Truth Social before the dinner was attacking the New York Times, and now he's mad at CBS. I also want to note that CBS is owned by Paramount, which is trying to buy WBD, the parent company of CNN. On Thursday night in Washington, Paramount had a dinner honoring the Trump White House. The president was there. Norah O'Donnell was reportedly there as well. I don't know that for a fact, but it was reported that she was there. So there was this report about schmoozing between CBS and Trump. And yet, on Sunday night, a tough, important, fair interview by CBS of the president, one the president bristled at. Just want viewers to notice that as you read about Paramount trying to take over CNN.
On the subject of the dinner, the president from the very beginning Saturday night was saying he hopes it is rescheduled. What news is there on that front?
There's no news on that. We know the White House board is planning to meet to talk about that. But to use a dinner analogy, John, I just don't know how much of an appetite there is for a do-over. Certainly some people would like to see the show go on. I want to see those awards handed out for outstanding White House coverage. But I also want to acknowledge that people who were at the Hilton are now going through what too many school children have gone through, mall shoppers, churchgoers, what too many Americans have experienced in the past. They are now processing the traumatic stress from the event on Saturday night. John, you and I were live on the air together when the lockdown happened. I tried to stay very calm in the moment because I didn't want to speculate about what was happening around me. But after getting a good night's sleep, I realized that what we went through inside the ballroom was like an active shooter drill. You had people yelling to get down. You had concerns about a stampede. There were all sorts of things that could have gone wrong inside that ballroom. You had Secret Service agents securing the perimeter and pointing weapons out into the crowd. So there's a dozen different ways that incident could have ended in tragedy. And that is what attendees are now processing. And people are going to do that on different terms, in their own ways, on different timelines. I know some folks who were there have already reached out to the therapists, wanting to talk through it with counselors. So my point is, I'm not sure the thousands of people who showed up on Saturday night necessarily want to do it again in a few weeks.
We will wait and see, and I've said this to your face, and I'll say it so everyone else can hear it too. Brian, you did such a good job Saturday night. We didn't know what was going on inside that room until Brian, on his cell phone, made a connection with us, and you were the first person to start reporting what was happening on the floor and give us a view of the situation. So terrific reporting. Good reporters do good reporting, so thank you very much.
All right, thank you, John. Today,